Okay, this, I like that movie a lot. I really enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed it a lot, a lot. I've heard some people cry the common stupid cry that she didn't have the right body for it. First off, get over yourselves. You don't have the right body for it. She did. She looked fantastic. I'm just gonna give her that right off the bat. I can't say that this is a 100% perfectly accurate Red Sonja. That's fair. But here's the thing. The Michael Keaton Batman is not a perfectly accurate Batman. But it works. Let's be honest. The Conan the Barbarian that you see in the Conan the Barbarian movies, that is not an accurate Conan. But it works. There's just enough there, just like this Red Sonja, there is just enough there for me to say, okay, I see where we're going. I think this will work. And the parts that are done well, for just being a sword and sorcery movie, are done very well. They don't overdo magic. That's a problem I have in some... Red Sonja books are actually famous for this. I love Conan the Barbarian and I love Red Sonja. But if I'm being very brutally honest here, more often than not, I feel Red Sonja loses her way than Conan loses his way. And I'm not talking about because her writing style changes. To me, okay, there's always an ambiguous nature or a less played up nature to the magic of the Conan universe. The Hyborian Age has magic. It has relics. It has mighty weapons. It has misunderstood technologies. It has all kinds of different things like that. And it does have magic. It has people that do great, tremendous magical feats. But never to the point of being overblown so that it's just blatantly magic. I know that's a little hard to understand if you don't read anything Conan. But it's true. There's even some of the most blatant magic is sometimes left to some kind of speculation as to what they're playing with. It's true that some guys can like summon monsters and do crazy crap like that, but it's not 100% at their whim or at their will either. We've seen in multiple Conan stories where the same guy that summons a creature, that creature is a threat to him. We've watched that. They don't have full control of it. It doesn't work like that. You normally don't see like guys that are like shooting lightning out of their hands and everything, and Conan has to like dodge it. I'm not saying it's never happened, but it's not played up like that. And Red Sonja has more instances of magic being played as blatant magic. It's a thing. Where Conan has less instances of magic really being played out as hardcore, blatant D&D magic. It's not the same argument. This movie keeps it enough to where there's magic stuff happening, but one could argue that some of it is very much like science that one does not understand. And it works well. The movie does a good job of skating that line. The movie does a good job of keeping to more of the darker roots. They did change Sonja's origin. But, here's the issue. They have changed Sonja's origin multiple times in the comics as well. I know some people that are crying, that's not her background. Her background is that she was violated, blah, blah, blah. That's one Red Sonja. That's not all Red Sonjas. That background and that origin is not always the case. It has been altered multiple times in the comic books. So having them alter it here does not bother me. As long as they get the beats right, as long as the attitude is right, as long as the sword and sorcery setting is right, as long as they give me enough to chew on and keep it dark. That's a key here. This is not Lord of the Rings. Okay? The Hyborian Age is not Lord of the Rings. It's not the same thing. Lord of the Rings is a high fantasy. This is a low fantasy or dark fantasy. It's got more of an edge to it. The universe that you're talking about in things like Red Sonja and Conan the Barbarian, it's darker, it has an edge, it's out to get you, everybody's living hard, that's the way that it is. And you see that in this movie. You see sprawling kingdoms, but you see the mistreatment of man in general. You see that she stands against that, but she very much has her own morals and standings within this world, within this society. It works for me. Like, I enjoyed this quite a bit. I'm trying not to give too much away, but I really liked that they took just enough elements from Queen of Plagues, but then they didn't play up certain elements from Queen of Plagues, and they left certain things alone. Because if I'm being perfectly honest, the Queen of Plagues book, the storyline, there are things I like in that book. And then there are just as many things I did not like in that book. It's just the way that it is. Like, I read it and I was like, this is really good in certain parts. And then there were other parts that I was like, okay, I'm not really 100% on board this storyline. That happens with a lot of stories, so I'm not too worried about it. And this one really did a good job of taking from a bunch of different ideas and playing a bunch of different kind of amalgamation of Red Sonja ideas in one story and doing it pretty well. I think she rocked it. I think the action is decent. I like that she's not unbeatable. It plays more towards the original kind of Red Sonja, where she would get, like, if you read the original Red Sonja books, if you read the original Conan books, there was a man and a woman, and while she was definitely more skilled and stronger than the average woman, she was a woman, and that was still a cornerstone. And if she took a hard hit on the head, she was going down. If she got stabbed, she was getting stabbed. Things like that. This movie does a good job of playing those angles, keeping their characters vulnerable but strong, and I like that. That's the way I like my Batman as well. I get really tired of the cliche because he's Batman. I can't stand that. I can't. I need my Batman to be a man that is facing impossible odds, that is willing to walk through those odds, not necessarily that he can even accomplish them. That's where I stand with that kind of stuff. And that's the reason I migrate towards Conan the way that I do, because that's pretty much always the case. And this movie does a good job of that. If you know Queen of Plagues, you'll know the parts that they took and you'll like it. If you know the Queen Sonja stuff that went down, you'll see parts of that in here and you'll like it. You'll enjoy the sword fighting for what it is. And yeah, it's not a Lord of the Rings budget movie, okay? But come on. I've seen people that are saying things like, "Oh, well, it's a shame that this didn't have like a full Hollywood budget, blah, blah, blah. You can really tell at certain points and all this other crap." First off, calm down. Like, not every movie needs to fit the standard of being a Disney film. Okay? Disney has the kind of money that other film associations don't have. You can do certain things that you can't do. They knew they were limited, so they spent the money where it made sense. And I appreciate that. It works very well. If you haven't seen it and you want just a really good sword and sorcery movie, I'm not going to tell you that this is ever going to take and be the definitive Red Sonja. I don't think it is. I think the books will, of course, have it beat. You get the idea. What I'm saying is I don't believe this movie is going to cause waves where this Sonja is basically what's going to end up in the comic books. It's not going to be like that. We have seen that in other movies and television shows where, like, the ideas and kind of the look and design of that kind of bleeds into the comics. I don't think that's going to happen here. But I think that it's going to be done. I think that it's going to be a very solid Red Sonja movie. And all in all, that's what they need. That's exactly what they need. And the reason I'm telling you that is because just like Conan needed that one movie to get out there and get noticed, he got it. It's not anybody that's reading Robert E. Howard, anybody that's reading the original Marvel Years books, anybody that's reading the Titan books will tell you that is not Conan the Barbarian. It's not. But did it get it out there? Did it do a decent swords and sorcery movie at a time when it was really needed and push him to the forefront and get it noticed and build that? Yes, they did. Just like Batman, just like with Michael Keaton, Batman pushed the idea of Batman being a viable form of entertainment for all people, not just comic book nerds. This Red Sonja is on track to possibly be that. And Red Sonja needs that. And I think that's very, very, very good. Like, I think that's a tremendously good thing. And I think only good things will come of it. So that's where I sit with the Red Sonja movie. I think we're on track. We just go from here, and especially if they expand off this as a base and then play into more Robert E. Howard, Roy Thomas stuff, then we'll be off to the races. I don't think this is going to become the next wave of the next wave. Like right now we're in like a superhero bubble. It's just kind of on the out. We see it dying down. I'm not saying it's going to die, but it's having troubles now. I don't think we're going to see a great resurgence of barbarians come into films and things like that, just like I don't think Westerns are coming back anytime soon. But that's what I'm saying is this is good enough that it could at least make waves to get people's attention, and it needs it. Red Sonja needs it, to be fair.
I have spoken. Take what you will from it.